Hello everyone, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me. Today we are looking at a brand. Let me tell you, this brand, if it was a person, it would just have the worst attitude. Its face would be like this. Makeup Revolution, or Revolution should we say. What a brand. What a brand. If there is a blueprint for how to not be a brand, this is one. This is one. Not just product wise, but also down to like the CEOs you will see along the way. And I want to ask you a question before we get into this video today, and I want you to comment now and hold on to that comment and see if your mind changes throughout this video. What do you think of dupes? A brand creating an affordable version of a high-end product. Let me know what you think. Just before we get into it, please do consider subscribing, give this video a thumbs up, and follow me here on TikTok for some exclusive beauty things that you won't see here on YouTube, okay? Oh, and today, again, like always, products will be linked below. I am using Colourpop's 1111 collection. I think about angels. Revolution has done some messed up things in my opinion, and just straight up this brand and its owners, CEOs, allegedly, in my opinion, have made some extremely bad choices throughout the brand's history and have really bad attitudes and work ethics. But we'll touch on all of this. And I'm also going to tell you why I don't like this brand and why I won't purchase for them throughout, from their main brand or any of their 80 million side brands, even if it is Disney related. Okay, let's touch on their history because I have some slightly more juicier stuff for you later on in the video. So Makeup Revolution, or now known as Revolution, is a UK-based brand. It was born in the UK, and that was in 2014, which doesn't seem like that long ago, but also is quite long ago when you think about how old people are now that were born in 2014. The brand was founded by Adam Minto and Tom Ellsworth, and they had this mission to provide high quality, affordable makeup options to customers, apparently. This brand was absolutely everywhere, and I actually had like a really positive feeling towards this brand when they first launched in stores. It was super affordable. They did like sets of like lipsticks, like little boxes of them, like nudes and reds. And although the packaging was super cheap, like not just like the outer box that looked and felt like it was put together by like a chimpanzee, but also the components themselves were obviously quite cheap. It looked like something that was like sold and made on eBay, but the products worked and they had really great alternatives to higher end products that people wanted at the time, you know? The quality was reasonable and the price was even more so reasonable. And it gained a lot of attention very quickly for their super low price points. Their palettes, they had color corrector palettes, concealer palettes, contour palettes. They had everything you wanted, and that was kind of like in trend at the moment. Any kind of palette you could need for makeup, they did in your drugstore. Granted, the formulas weren't the best, I'll say that. They did everything you could need for makeup, whether your budget was low end or whether it was like medium. You could get a good full set for a very low price point. Now, talking about these palettes, Makeup Revolution became notorious for their imitation palettes, let's say. Their affordable alternatives to high-end brands and what they were bringing out. At this time, they weren't so quick to do it. It was their thing, and this is the strategy I think that helped them become a super popular brand in the UK and going on to being a worldwide renowned brand. Now, brands make dupes all the time. They always want to provide their version of a product, or an affordable version of their product, but Revolution is a brand that took that concept way too far. We'll touch on that later, I promise. Not only was the brand popular with consumers, but also social media. YouTubers loved it. They were giving Revolution really good reviews. They had some great products that worked for them on and off camera, especially when it came to the launch of their Conceal and Define foundation. People went crazy for this foundation and was giving it a really positive review.
I am really happy with this foundation. I think it works well on drier skin. I think it can work really well for maturing skin, especially if you're looking for something to smooth out texture and pores. I think it looks really pretty. I think the coverage is really nice with a little bit of product. It feels very lightweight. You can probably get away without setting it. It dried down very nicely. I still did set it lightly, but you know, I think the only downside is it's not terribly transfer resistant, and that's true of most foundation.
It's amazing and I love it so much. So I definitely recommend everybody to try this foundation out. It is oily skin approved. I really like it. I really recommend it to everybody that's been eyeing it or just wondering my opinion on this. It's really good, you guys.
So here's how I feel about this foundation. I feel like the shade range is really great. I really like the packaging. I felt like I was able to find my perfect shade match, which is usually very difficult, especially for drugstore foundation.
And to have such a good, big foundation in a drugstore at a really affordable price that actually worked, people went crazy for it. People loved it. Even, I think I did a review for it as well, and really liked it. It was a good foundation. They then became like the go-to brand for drugstore shoppers, for those who wanted an affordable version of a high-end product almost instantly after release. At this point, you wanted that palette, that launch, but can't quite afford the outrageous $50 price tag. Understood? Revolution do one. That's pretty much exactly the same color palette, you know? And although this concept was kind of popular with a lot of people, you know, how quick they were able to produce these palettes that, or lipsticks, or whatever, face mask, skincare, it also became an issue for people. Revolution started to become what fast fashion is to the fashion industry in makeup. They were pumping out makeup like, you know, every week. So Makeup Revolution changed their name eventually to Revolution, which I think was a good move. You know, why not own a brand that's just a one name thing? Why not do a Beyonce, you know? Let's talk about this, right? At some point, Revolution started to bring out all these kind of subcategory brands within their own brands that were totally unnecessary. Personal opinion here, right? Something about all these categories gives some kind of like a dodgy vibe, like a, you know, a tax reason vibe. I don't know. It just gives off like, why are you doing so many things and doing the least for each brand? Opinion, my own opinion, not fact in any way at all. I think when we touch on their current situation a little bit later, you might see what I'm talking about a little bit. Okay, so their brands include currently Makeup Revolution, their main brand. Not that any other products are different in quality to any of these other brands in any way, bear that in mind. Revolution Pro. Now here's how they describe the brand Revolution Pro, right? Makeup that does more. Revolution Pro is for the glam seekers, the formula enthusiasts, and those that expect more from their beauty. Following the latest trends in skincare and makeup, products give premium results without the luxury price tag. Universally loved by MUAs, celebrities and influencers, Pro is passionate about making you look and feel great inside and out. Formulated with skin-loving ingredients that are proven to deliver on results, Pro can work miracles for everyone. It's quite the claim at the end there. Now, I have used their Pro formula, and although now I am a content creator influencer, I spent most of my life being a pro makeup artist. These are formulas I wouldn't use on my clients. Straight up. There's nothing pro about it. And when you think of pro, right, yes, you think of good formulation, something that's a little bit more higher end perhaps, but you also think like, you know, sleeker packaging, something that could probably seamlessly fit into your makeup kit that can be used in a professional setting. After all, pro is short for professional. Unless by pro they meant rip off every single big brand's products. Again, we'll talk about that later. Okay, let's play a game. If you're currently not watching the screen, I would go ahead and invite you just to come over to your screen quickly and just take a look at these pictures. I'm gonna ask you, right, is this Revolution Pro or is this a regular Revolution product? So I'm gonna put 3 products up on the screen and I want you to guess which one is pro and which one is regular Revolution. And you don't need to know Revolution brand, just which ones do you think look like they fit into a professional setting and which ones do you think just look like nice makeup or makeup. So this image, regular Revolution or a pro product? This is a pro product. Next one, regular Revolution or a pro product? This is also a pro product. Yeah. Last one, regular Revolution or a pro product? Now, I kind of tricked you with this one because is. I wanted to show you how all these brands are literally just the same. This is actually from their I Heart Revolution brand. Now, what makes this different from Revolution in general? Let me tell you. Making the ordinary extraordinary. I Heart Revolution is here rolling into your lives to bring fun and happiness into your life and your dressing table. There's a lot. You wrote this. I Heart Revolution is here rolling into your lives to bring fun and happiness into your life. I didn't need that second into your life. Giving you all the goods to be extra AF and sparkly. Bear in mind, this is kind of more aimed at kids. This brand, you'll see, is like gummy bears and shit, and they're like extra as fuck. No, keep it PG. Whether you have a sweet tooth, relish having fun with your makeup, or you stand for self-love and expression, I Heart Revolution is here for you. Dream big, go wild, and be a rainbow in someone else's cloud. What does that mean? Invade their personal space? What does that mean? So this is the kind of sub-brand that tends to do really well in drugstores at like Christmas, because all their products are like food related. They're like donuts or avocados or peaches. Some of their licenses are in this brand, like their Disney collections. They also do a Shrek collection. I think the best way to describe this brand is you're buying a Christmas gift for your friend's 11-year-old. Let's say your friend has an 11-year-old child who loves makeup and is just getting into it and loves beauty, loves like fun headbands and things, busy bath stuff, and like food related face masks, which I actually quite like. I love a food related face mask. It's very child friendly. It's not too serious makeup, you know what I mean? And the rest of their brands are kind of a similar kind of thing. You have Revolution Skincare, Revolution Hair, XX Revolution, Relove by Revolution, and Revolution Man. And if my memory serves me correctly, there were two other brands, right? I swear there was Planet Revolution, which there's still some remnants off on their website. This was them trying to be like earthy almost and being like, we care about the planet, although they're releasing 20 products a week. And I swear they had Revolution Sport. Even just for a moment, they were doing like yoga mats and stuff like that, and protein. Also in the Revolution family, something perhaps you might not expect is BH Cosmetics. Yes, the BH Cosmetics. That pencil went on so smooth. These are the new Lisa Eldridge pencils. That went on like butter. That is beautiful. Okay, so if you aren't aware, BH Cosmetics filed for Chapter 11. Thank you, notes. Bankruptcy, code protection in the US bankruptcy court on January the 14th, 2022. That's quite some time ago now. It feels more recent than that. Revolution then step in and acquire BH Cosmetics, their intellectual property, their assets, all their inventory, right? So that means they own like everything, the trademark, the logo, all their stuff, for 3.9 million. That kind of, I mean, considering all these other videos we've done where brands are, buying out other brands for billions and stuff, that seems pretty low, but I guess they were bankrupt, so not really too much you can do there. Revolution put out a statement. Revolution intends to re-energize the BH brand with new products and utilize both Revolution Beauty and BH's relationships in the US, UK, and internationally. There are definitely some remnants of BH Cosmetics left on their website. However, when you do look at it, a lot of her products still do just look like some old Revolution crap that they released. And I feel like we kind of know BH Cosmetics in their early days for those kind of domed, like planet-esque kind of palettes and that kind of formula, that baked formula. And that palette still does exist on the Revolution website. You can still buy it, the big one. But BH as a brand does seem non-existent on the website, really, if you look at it how it used to be. Revolution probably wasn't the best brand to buy another brand and still hope to keep the identity intact of said purchase brands, you know? Because all they're gonna do is release crap. I definitely wouldn't say they've kept the brand's identity intact or how they used to be. Okay, let's get to it. Let's talk about these dupes, right? So there's creating a version of something. People do it all the time. And then there's just straight up copying people. That's what Revolution do. In 2020, Revolution, I need to read the name, excuse me, released their Glass Illuminator Highlighter. This highlighter had a very unique style of packaging. From looking at it, it has this kind of like Epcot-esque. I don't want to tie Epcot and Revolution together. However, before they, what I assume, rushed out this product and its packaging, Manny MUA launched his Moon Prism powder with his brand Lunar Beauty. Now, the issue is here that this was Manny's truly unique and personal design. Straight up belonged to Lunar Beauty.
This video is in regards to this. This is Lunar Beauty. This is my brand. This is my highlighter compact, and this is the Makeup Revolution compact highlighter. As you can see, the Makeup Revolution glass crystal illuminator, the component is identical. And a lot of people have been asking me, you know, like, what's the tea on this? Like, why is it the same exact component? It has the same exact ridges. Like, what is going on? Do you have a stock component? So about 2 weeks ago, I would say about 2 weeks ago, Makeup Revolution announced that they're coming out with this like crystallized collection. And in that was this, and this is a highlighter. And a lot of people were commenting on Trend Mood's page, for example, and on Makeup Revolution's page, how their compact looked a lot like mine. And I was like, and I was getting tagged in it. I created this compact. I created it. This is something that me and my design team created. It is custom tooled. The factory that I have that created it, we custom tooled with them this component. This exact component with this exact facets and everything. I'm gonna show you guys some guidelines of what we created. And when we created this in 2018. So it's been about 2 years now since I've had this design. And we created this custom component, which is my Moon Prism powder. I can't speak to Makeup Revolution. I don't know what they are thinking. I don't know what they were doing. But I did see this comment that kind of was like odd to me, allegedly. So there's this person named Revolution Sally, who is on the product team of Revolution Beauty. I don't know. This is just what is being said and what I saw. This comment basically is saying that this is not a dupe situation. Their development team had no idea, just wanted to develop a range of ideas, shattered glass. Any similarity will be due to shared factories, not any intention. So I actually reached out to my factory to ask if they shared my mold with anyone, because when you get a custom molding, like, they are not allowed to share the molding with anyone else in that factory because you paid thousands of dollars to create this mold. They should not be sharing it. And if your factory's sharing it, then that's honestly fucked up. And so we reached out to our factory and was like, did you share this molding with anyone? And they didn't. And they said they did not, and they did not even create Makeup Revolutions at all. They didn't even create it in the factory that we use. Like, this is not created in my factory. So in my opinion, the only way that this could have happened, if my factory didn't make it, would be to take my component and put it into a 3D printer and 3D print this exact thing and recreate it.
Revolution completely copied the whole thing. Revolution did end up pulling this product from sale, but this was their response, right? Get this. Revolution were presented this component by several third parties at a publicly attended trade fair in March 2019 and led to believe it was a freely available design. On launch of our product, Lunar Beauty's legal team contacted us, but despite our requests, failed to supply any evidence of his alleged copyright or trade dress right in his design. I don't know what that means. Or even to identify or provide images or illustrations of a product that he claimed were an issue. As a matter of courtesy, and out of an abundance of caution, we have taken the immediate steps to remove a product from sale and will notify our distributors to do the same. Our intention is not to crush the spirit of entrepreneurialism. Our intention is to make beauty trends affordable for all. Not exactly an apology, not exactly owning up to a mistake. It's more like, we were told this, we'll do it out of the kindness of our heart. No, it's because a lot of people were angry at you. That's why you did it. This is terrible, however. One incident that really pissed me off, and the whole of the internet. So Revolution decided to release a product called Honey Brow Jam. This was a brow styling and a hold product that you would take your spoolie in and dip it into the hole in the middle, swishing it around and brushing it through the brows. Much like, or should I say exactly like, Pink Honey's iconic honey glue. Revolution copied this, straight up copied this iconic design. The concept of honey, why did it have to be honey? Why did it have to be honey based for this to be a product? And literally the whole in the product. I saw this TikTok, like many other people, from Pink Honey's founder, Olivia Taylor, and this is heartbreaking to watch. And I'm gonna put on my lashes while you watch it.
I don't even know what to say. I literally don't even know what to say. obviously Revolution have completely ripped off our product, something that have took years of like such hard work, and like we've had so much success. Don't get me wrong, I'm so fucking grateful, but this has literally been like the worst day of my life. Like, I can't believe that this is happening. Since when have big companies been able to do this? Like, when did our community become about this? I know I look an absolute mess, but I don't even care. Like, what the actual fuck? What the hell? Why is this alright? This has gone through a team of people. This has gone through a team of people. You've copied the name, you've copied the packaging, you've copied the product design, you've put the hole in the middle. That is literally, we were the first people to do that. You even called a lip gloss pink, honey. That is ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. We have to stop supporting big businesses that are doing this to small businesses. This isn't about making money. You're literally crushing people's dreams, people's hard work. It's not okay. It's literally not alright. Like, I know that it's going to be alright. I know that this formula is not the same as ours. I know that it's not even the same consistency. It's not even in the same bracket. I know we're going to be fine. But it's literally just like, I just can't believe that people think that this is alright. I cannot even believe it. I'm literally just heartbroken. I'm absolutely heartbroken. I'm absolutely gutted. I just can't believe this is happening. And I never ever would do this, but like, please don't support this stuff, because when it's you and it's happening, it is fucking horrendous. And like, what upsets me more than anything is that like, I was makeup artist before I had Pink Honey, and I literally like, I've supported Revolution so much. Even now on my Instagram, like, all my tags are Revolution. I literally have supported them so fucking much. And yeah, I'm not a massive thing, do you know what I mean? I'm not a massive person, and we're not a massive business. That's why they think they can do this. But like, it actually just goes to show how fucking shit this world is sometimes. It's just so fucking sad. I'm literally like, I've cried all morning. I have not stopped crying all morning. I've just got to work now, and I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna carry on my day and just carry on pushing through, because like I said, I know we will be okay. It's just a really shit thing for people to do. But yeah, don't support this shit.
She points out some very strong points in this video, and one point that stands out to me the most is when she says this has gone through a whole team of people. You've copied the name, the packaging, the product design. That's 100% right. A group of people would have had to sit in a room, thought about this collection, what they're gonna call it, the names they're gonna give it, the design. A group of people had to come up with this idea as a collective team. So they sat there and said, this indie product brand from the UK, just like us, where we once started, has gone super viral on TikTok, let's copy it. That's what they've done. And let me just re-quote something from their previous statement regarding Manny's highlighter. Our intention is not to crush the spirit of entrepreneurism. Honeys, Revolution, how the fuck do you think someone is going to feel as an indie brand owner? You work so hard to create this product on your own funding, distributing it by yourself, packing up orders by yourself, sending them out by yourself. And then this multi-million-pound company come in with millions of pounds to advertise, distribution on many different platforms, come in and copy your design exactly, the design that you have been working so hard on. How do you think that's going to feel? Slightly crushing, maybe? And you thought that was fine? You thought everyone's just going to be okay with that? I'm sorry, but anyone involved in this launch, this Revolution launch, is stupid. Straight up, what were you thinking? Revolution did remove a product from their website. They stopped selling it. However, when I googled the product, it was available on a specific retailer. It's on sale, but it's still available. I was really hoping to find some kind of apology from Revolution or some kind of explanation, but I guess I couldn't wing it like they did with a Manny apology and think off a reason, because there was no reasoning for this. What we're gonna say, sorry guys, we thought it was fun, I don't know. And I actually don't think Revolution would have acted on this had the internet backed up this brand and said what you guys are doing is disgusting. And it's not just duping, you are straight up copying a design, a product that somebody took years to create. Had there not been that force, that influx of outrage, I don't believe they would have done anything. Duping is a weird topic because I think it's a good idea to create products, you know, make an affordable version of something that is slightly higher end so everyone can afford something. But in my mind, there are some non-existent rules. Don't copy small brands, small indie brands, and don't copy the packaging exactly. Okay, so let's take a look at some of Revolution's dupes. But I'm not going to go one by one, right? I'm going to go on their website and look what happens when I type in Charlotte. look at all those unique results. Now look what happens when I type in Charlotte Tilbury. We get dupes of a Hollywood Filter and the Wand things. We get dupes of a Magic Cream, which is a formula and product specifically to that brand. You can also find Balm Glow, which is a copy of Jones Rose Miracle Balm, but they call it Balm Glow. Oh, and let's not forget the Kat Von D Shade and Light and Revolution's Light and Shade palette. They didn't even bother with that one. They didn't even bother to try and look like they made it themselves. This was from their early days when a lot of their palettes also resemble some of the best-selling Urban Decay Naked palettes. Okay, here we go. Let's talk Adam Minto, founder and former CEO of Makeup Revolution. Here's some things, right, that I have learned. And all I'm gonna say is they are allegedly. Content creators talk once you get to know each other. You see them all the time at events. People talk amongst themselves on their experiences, brands that they're having a bad experience with. You know, let me tell you, when I say I have not heard one nice thing about this man, I mean it. Attitude, personality, work ethic, and just being a human in general. But that's all allegedly. But he also had his racism moment. I touched on this whole incident in this video here, which I suggest you go and watch because there's a lot of details in there. So let's talk about where the brand is currently now because it's confusing. It's so confusing. I barely understand it. It's been going on for almost a year and I believe this started with an audit on the brand. I think it turned out that the CEO, Adam Minto, wasn't reporting their finances correctly. Now, I don't know what that means, whether it's earnings, things like that. The brand was then buying some medical brand or something. They were taken off a stock exchange in the UK also. And this is what I mean with all these subcategory brands. It all went into dodgy dealings and all this other stuff. If you want in-depth details on this, I would recommend Jen Love's videos on the Revolution thing. She does it in order, very well detailed and documented and very well explained to a point where I can actually understand it while I'm watching. I'll leave a link to the relevant ones down below in the description box for you because it's a lot and I don't have a mental capacity to understand it all. No offense to myself. So Adam, as I mentioned earlier, is now the former CEO of Revolution. How much he has to do with a brand now, I don't know and I don't care because I still won't use him personally. However, I want to end this video on this note. What is bad about this brand is its ethics and morals and the heaps of makeup that they release what seems like weekly. I'm not sitting here and being like, oh, never use them, you can't use them, when I get sent free stuff all the time. And I'm in a position to be able to choose what brands I use and what stuff I like to use, sometimes based on very blasé things like, oh, I don't like that advertising. You know what I mean? That is a privilege I have as an influencer and content creator. I understand coming from a personal point. When I started my YouTube channel, I was working in beauty retail on minimum wage. I couldn't afford everything. Revolution, in my eyes, if you go on their website, if you look at their releases, it just feels like a jumble sale of releases that just pile up, that just never ends but all looks the same. And with their current financial situation, whatever that may be, I am not sure how long this brand could last. I would love to know your opinions down below. Do let me know. Give this video a thumbs up. Again, consider subscribing for more beauty content, product reviews that are just straight up honest, no BS. Thank you again for joining me, and I will see you very, very soon. Bye.